Hello everybody, my name is Randy Dillon.
And I'm Ziggy Chatwell.
And this is the second episode of Zigs and Rand.
Wrestling Show.
So what this episode we're looking at is we're going to go over SummerSlam, the matches that happened, and also see what's currently happening on Raw and SmackDown, give a little input, what's going to happen forward, and seeing what can we expect going to the next pay-per-view in the next weeks to come. Alright, so about SummerSlam, Ziggy, first off, hey, did you watch SummerSlam?
I did, it was good. I actually really enjoyed it. I was surprised at a few things.
Same here.
Yeah.
We'll get to that though. Alright, the first match we're talking about, Sheamus Cesaro. Ziggy, I just felt this match was just kind of a match. What did you feel?
Yeah, no, it felt like a regular match. And again, the question always comes up. You got this best of 7 series, and we're like, okay, what's happening? So, okay, Sheamus got number 1. Now what?
Exactly. Where do they go from here? How's number 2 going to work out? What's the main deal at the end of the best of 7? And also, that thing about the best of 7 is because Finn Balor's recent injury, the title is now up for grabs, and because these two are in the best of 7, they can't compete for it. So it's kind of a shame, and Cesaro's one of those people that compete for it. Do you agree, Ziggy?
Yeah, definitely. And it's, again, one of those missed opportunities that they always keep talking about, and Cesaro should have been in that. And also, same with Sheamus. So it's a shame. I mean, one of them should have been in that.
Fair enough. Next match we're going to talk about, Apollo Crews, Miz, the Intercontinental title. I felt this match was, again, decent, but that was it. Do you think anything more going to happen with this, Ziggy, or no?
Absolutely not. I just think it was Miz just doing his contractual agreement to have a match within 30 days, and Apollo Crews was the guy that had to fall for it. But again, like Randy said, it was just a match.
And where next do we go? Do we see Miz defending against someone else? Does Apollo go for another rematch? Interesting. We'll have to watch SmackDown and find out. Next match we're going to talk about is the 6 Diva Tag Team match. My friend Ziggy was right. Nikki Bella did return. And now it get a little interesting with the Divas because of the new hearing on SmackDown about the new title, Ziggy. What's going to happen, right? The 6-pack challenge? How's it going to affect?
It's going to be strange because 6 women, 6 people going for one title. It's great. I honestly feel you're going to look at the final being, again, I think Nikki Bella and Becky Lynch.
The thing I hope for, the competitiveness between the Divas, they don't get for granted. They work so hard for where they are now. Hope it continues.
Definitely.
The next match we're going to talk about, Sasha versus Charlotte for the Women's Championship, which I found really surprising seeing Charlotte win. Did you, Dickie?
I did, yeah. Especially, a couple of weeks ago only that Sasha won the title, but I'm assuming, Creative and WB knew about maybe Sasha having some back issues, and it just became worse during the match, so they said, okay, drop the title. And that makes sense, protect your talent. So it doesn't shock me when I find out she had an injury, but it does shock me that she lost it so quickly.
It is true, but I'm really happy, actually, the good thing about that, Charlotte did win the match on her own without any help. I feel her profile risen. The other thing is we saw the debut of Bayley on Raw.
Yes, that was good. I mean, we were expecting it. Everyone was calling for it when she came up on the last show with Sasha in that tag match. Everyone was like, yay, she's here. And it was a one-time deal. And now, obviously, after NXT and her losing that match, she got pulled up, and that's great.
The interesting thing with Bayley, though, is if Sasha is hurt, does she get an opportunity right away, or do they build her up more? Because I don't really see any big people competing right now other than Sasha versus Charlotte for that title. It's very hard to see what's going to happen now.
Yeah, and also the other thing I've noticed is, where's Nia Jax in all this?
Exactly. She's been dominant diva, and she hasn't got a chance, and going to be interesting what the Divas do on Raw. Interesting to see what's going to happen.
Yeah,
our next match that happened at SummerSlam is going to be Rusev versus Roman Reigns.
I called it.
Rusev's going to keep the title. Just really no contents. That's it. That's all we really can talk about there.
Yep.
No, but the interesting thing I saw was Roman was a little bit more aggressive. Is he going to do a heel turn? Is he not? We're going to have to wait and see.
Definitely.
Our next match, the tag team titles, New Day versus Gallows and Anderson. I was disappointed with the end. I really thought Gallows and Anderson was going to stop New Day, but they didn't.
Yeah, and I think that's where they kind of fumbled a little bit because the finisher was done, everything was done, and suddenly Jon Stewart was kind of in and out of the ring and delaying it, and then suddenly Big E comes out. But out of all of it, I just think they should have dropped the titles at that point. It's been a year. Congratulations to New Day, but it's time you lose the titles.
Exactly. It's time for someone else to take the titles. Now we saw on Raw it was a one-on-one match between Big E and someone from Gallows with Anderson. Who was it? I can't recall. Who was it?
It was Anderson.
Anderson. So we saw Big E win, but it doesn't really help to see who's next in line, what's going to happen with the tag team titles.
It drops it a little bit there, unfortunately.
It does. Our next match we're going to talk about is John Cena versus AJ Styles. This was a tremendous match. I give respect to both guys, Cena and Styles. I've never seen John Cena compete in that good of a match. AJ Styles, we've seen his past work. He's great. Now the question is, with Cena losing, where does he go? Because we saw Styles now. He's in the title. He might get a title match.
Yeah, no. Well, he's in the title match now, as we saw on SmackDown. But I'm just shocked that I'm happy AJ won, but I was shocked that Cena lost twice to him.
Twice, yeah.
That's never happened. But also the other story here is John Cena leaving his armband in the ring. What does that symbolize? What does it mean?
There hasn't been any indication on SmackDown, so this is going to be very interesting to find out what the scoop on Mr. Cena. The next match we're talking about has a little implication with the AJ Styles win is Dolph Ziggler, Dean Ambrose title. Ziggy, what do you think?
Well, this match, went well. Great match. I feel the end was rushed a little bit. Suddenly it was like going well, and it looked like Ziggler had it, and then suddenly Dean Ambrose throws him off the top rope, and there you go. There's a finish.
Fair enough. I didn't like the end. I thought it could have been a little more interesting, but it happened what happened. Now, the interesting here is, where does Dolph go? Because we see on SmackDown, he's going to get an opportunity to still compete for the title. So I guess the question is, does Dolph keep running at a high, or does it end?
We'll find out tonight on SmackDown. Well, straight after SmackDown. If he wins, he gets in the title picture. Three-pack challenge. But if he doesn't, where does he go then?
Exactly. The next match we're going to talk about is going to be Finn Balor, Seth Rollins. My hat's off to both these guys. Tremendous match. I think this is the match of the night next to Cena and Styles. Do you agree?
I do, yeah. I also called it. I said Finn Balor will win, and I'm happy that WWE went with that to shock everybody, because I'm assuming pretty much the whole universe thought Seth Rollins is going to win.
I was one of the guys shocked. Well, I'm just like Seth Rollins. He's been the top guy last year. Finn Balor just coming up. I don't see it, but Balor surprised us all. Now, it's unfortunate what happened. Finn Balor's injury.
Also, respect to Finn Balor for dislocating his shoulder and then popping it back in, finishing the match. And that was only halfway through the match.
Exactly. You got to give respect to these athletes, what they do. At the end of the day, they're human just like us, but they put their body out to entertain us, to give us fun, and a good thing to watch. We gotta give respect to that.
Definitely.
It's gonna be interesting to see what's gonna happen with the title we saw on Raw, but we will get into a moment into that later. The next match we're gonna talk about is Brock Lesnar and Randy Orton. We called it Brock was gonna win, but I did not see the ending happening. What did you think of it?
Oh wow! No, I mean, I saw it. I saw that as a Brock Lesnar win. You know, a little bit of hope for Randy Orton that he would pull something out, but I mean, I expected it to be a brawl. I expected a little bit of blood. I didn't expect it to be a pool of blood in the middle of the ring where Randy Orton was pretty much out.
Oh, exactly. And then Shane McMahon coming in, getting F5 by Lesnar. Obviously, the rumors were Bill Goldberg might show up. He didn't, so I guess the interesting going to be here is what Shane's going to do. Is it what's Stephanie's angle on Raw going to be, because he is a Raw guy, not a SmackDown guy? So I guess it's going to be interesting to find out, is Shane going to get someone from the current roster or going to find someone out? For example, maybe a Goldberg, or possibly maybe Kurt Angle, which I would hope to see back in WWE ring sometime too. Do you agree?
I do, yeah. I mean, he also has a history with Kurt Angle, so there's a chance. But, I mean, obviously fining Brock Lesnar $500, I mean, the guy makes millions.
Oh, exactly.
That's a slap in the face to Shane, yeah.
That's pocket change. Fine me $500, I'd be all mad. You agree?
No, exactly. But no, there you go, and that's what happens, right? Yeah. So, it is what it is.
Okay, now, we're going back to Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins, because as we saw, Finn Balor did get hurt and he had to relinquish the title. There's going to be a fatal four-way match coming up next week on Raw. Now, some of the participants make sense, other ones don't really, but again, because the injury happened so quick, created have to make a decision right away. They act on it. I give respect to them in the amount of time they had.
Yeah.
So the four competitors we're going to see next week is going to be Kevin Owens, Big Cass, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns. With Big Cass and Owens, they had a match at SummerSlam, right? It was Enzo and Cass versus Owens and Jericho.
Yeah, exactly.
That is going to be for the matchup. We're going to see more between them, because now we see Owens in the title match and Big Cass. I was actually surprised seeing Big Cass in the match. Do you agree?
I do, yeah, no. But I mean, again, like we said, creative had nothing to work with, so they were just like, okay, half the matches from SummerSlam, unfortunately, became a waste because of the injury, and it's not their fault at all. They found out, midday?
Oh, easy.
And they had a few hours just to put all this together. Exactly. So, again, hats off to them. Great job. I'm not sure who I'm looking at. I'm hoping a Kevin Owens will win, just to make it different, but I funnily enough see Seth Rollins winning it.
And the other thing you gotta wonder here, because Roman Reigns is now in the title match again. So, is this it for him and Rusev? Who is Rusev going to go forward defending the U.S. title against? Because technically, he only had one match against Roman, and Roman technically did beat him. So, does Roman continue or not? Again, Creative was put in a tough position. They did what they did. Again, hats off to them on the quick act on their part. But it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens.
Exactly. So, the big thing to watch out for is SmackDown. What's going to happen with Mr. Ziggler? The push continue or not? What's going to happen with John Cena? Because the headband was in the middle of the ring. Is that it? I don't think so. John Cena's a guy who never gives up. So I don't think that's the end of John Cena. And the next week, the Fatal 4-Way, big implications. So we're going to see what's going to happen. I and Ziggy do believe we're on page with it. Kevin Owens should get the opportunity to become champion. I do think Seth Rollins could get back. I don't believe it's a good idea to give Roman Reigns the title again because his last few, maybe his second reign was good, but other than that, I feel like his reigns, unfortunately, were not behind him. It was hard for the guy. And then Big Cat, I don't feel it's ready. It's going to be interesting to see what he can do, though.
Definitely.
Ziggy, anything else you'd like to add today?
No, but you know what? Stay tuned. We'll have our review after next week's Monday Night Raw and next week's SmackDown.
Exactly. So tune in for next week for another exciting episode of Segs and Rands
Wrestling Show.
Have a good night, everyone.